Roseanne Barr tweeted something nasty and racist, and apparently that means that Donald Trump and the millions of people who voted for him are all nasty and racist too. And we're still talking about this 2 days later because the left insists that we should have this important conversation about racism in America. So, y'all want to have a conversation about racism? Fine, let's have one. Hey guys, I'm Brittany Hughes and welcome back to Reality Check on MRC-TV. Now it's been 48 hours and we're still talking about Roseanne Barr. We've got an immigration crisis at our southern border and Hamas is launching rockets into Israel, by the way. But apparently, it's more important to harp on one woman's ridiculously stupid racist tweet so we can use it to smear Trump and the millions of people who voted for him. We need to have a conversation about racism, the left says. A conversation that apparently includes Valerie Jarrett and Al Sharpton sitting on an MSNBC panel and telling Joy Reid that Roseanne's racism is all Donald Trump's fault.
I wonder if you agree. Do you feel like this president has set a tone that has made people feel increasingly empowered to say those kinds of things?
Well, this is what I think, Chris. I think tone does start at the top, and we like to look up to our president and feel as though he reflects the values of our country.
A conversation in which CNN allowed a guest to go totally unchallenged when she claimed that all 63 million Americans who voted for Trump are racists.
Tens of millions of people voted for him after he showed his cards for years.
But are you, are you suggesting that they're racist or they're...
Yes.
Because we need to have this conversation. Okay. Let's have it. Let's talk about racism in America. Not just one moron's racist tweet that you can cherry pick to try and bash millions of perfectly non-racist people. I'm talking about actual racism that affects actual people. Let's talk about the racist left-wing policies designed to keep black communities in cycles of poverty and addiction. Let's talk about how gang violence and crime in black communities are most rampant in Democrat-controlled cities, where politicians perpetuate victimhood for votes. Let's talk about how the enlightened Harvard holds black-only graduation ceremonies, effectively spitting on decades of work by civil rights activists like Martin Luther King. Let's talk about how the liberal holy grail of Planned Parenthood was launched by a racist who saw abortion as a way to curb the black population, and how that same organization continues to prey on low-income women of color to this day. Let's talk about how black conservatives are viciously attacked for not conforming to the liberal line. Y'all want to hear the names that liberals call them? Just pop on over to Twitter. In fact, while we're on the subject of hateful rhetoric and bigotry, let's have a conversation about why Roseanne got canned from ABC, but Monique Judge is still writing for The Root after she called Ben Carson a porch monkey. Let's talk about why it took ABC less than 12 hours to cancel Roseanne's show, but a month to wrangle an apology out of Joy Behar for calling millions of Christians mentally ill because we pray. Let's discuss why Joy Reid still has a job at MSNBC after she published blatantly homophobic blog posts and then lied about it. Or why Trevor Noah got picked to host The Daily Show after making a series of disparaging anti-Semitic tweets. Let's talk about how in the world there wasn't an outcry from the pro-woman left this morning after Samantha Bee said something so foul and heinous about Ivanka Trump that I literally cannot repeat it here. So I'll let her speak for herself.
Ivanka Trump, who works at the White House, chose to post the second most oblivious tweet we've seen this week. You know, Ivanka, that's a beautiful photo of you and your child, but let me just say, one mother to another, do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless c***. He listens to you. Put on something tight and low cut and tell your father to stop it.
Has the media run out of fresh outrage? Do we need to wait for them to refuel or something? So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about racism and what really harms communities and people of color in this country. Because there are things in that discussion worth talking about a lot more than one idiot's tweet. Let's talk about offensive hate speech. Let's talk about bigotry. Let's have these conversations, but we're going to have them on both sides of this fence. Because it is past time for the left to be held to their own self-righteous and hypocritical standard. And that's your Reality Check, America. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.